you're hired with us, we're going to give you $3,000 if you want to quit. And, of course, everyone's like, sweet, I'm out of here. No, I'm sorry, that's what I'd say. I'm kidding, I wouldn't say that. Well, it depends. But that's kind of what they do. That's the whole point, right? So, they get there and they offer you the $3,000, and then the employee's like, no, I'm going to stick it out because maybe they'll give me more. And the employee stays. Well, 2 weeks later, they come back to you and say, listen, I'll give you $4,000 to quit. And we're all thinking like, well, that's really stupid. Why are they making these people want to quit? Well, it's a test, because if you take the money, then you're just here for the paycheck. So you take the $4,000, you paid your rent, and you moved on. That's not the employee they want. They want the employee that's going to stick it out. And after offering that kind of money, only 10% out of the 100% of people that they've hired have actually taken that offer. That's pretty incredible, right? I try to do that to Mark all the time. He never takes it. So clearly we must be doing something right. But that's incredible, and Starbucks is a very similar philosophy. If you don't love what you do, then don't do it. Angie's like, let's not talk about this right now. She'll have a walkout. I'm sorry. Martha's going to go ahead and be your ground staff. I'll do whatever you need me to do. But, there comes a point in your life where you have to embrace where you're at. And you know what, if for whatever reason you don't have that option, like some of the people at Starbucks work there, maybe that wasn't their dream, is to be a barista. Well, you know what, that's the funny thing about dreams, is they kind of derail you to be where you need to be at that time. And that's the whole philosophy there, is that so if you're here now, and this is where you're meant to be, then you might as well just enjoy it and do something with it and be the best that you can be at the job that you have at the moment. And you know what, that's why their people are always happy. And they have long-term employees. When we've gone to the couple Starbucks, and it's been like, I lived in Atlanta for 13 years, and the 2 Starbucks I visit, I rarely see turnover. That's a long time. Now you see promotions, you may see people move to different stores, but you never really hear, oh yeah, they walked out and quit very often, or, it's just the same friendly folks. Happy that they're there, happy to give you a cup of coffee, happy they're getting paid, and just happy to just have a job. Who's happy about that right now? Right. Did you hear about my coffee story before? Let that be a lesson. The last thing about, just being, and it was, I'm sorry, I'm like lost my train of thought here. I was thinking about how cocky I was. I'm like, oh, I'm glad I have a job now. Is be involved in your community. When we were at Worthing, we started doing Helping Hands. Do you guys know what Helping Hands is? Okay, basically it's where you go down and you prepare food for people that are needy, like, senior citizens or people who have handicaps that can't get their food, and there's a service that delivers it. So what we do is go down there. We usually did it around the holidays because that's when they needed the most help. And we would take our leasing staff, maintenance, corporate, and we'd all split up in different groups, and we would go for 3-hour shifts and prepare the food, pack it up. And there was a couple times where they would probably wish we didn't come back. Remember, we were messing up the food, and they were getting mad at us, and I was like, oh, I'm just trying to help. And she's like, you gotta keep our food in the tray. We're like, geez, calm down. And you weren't allowed to have anything to hit the floor. It was just a chaos at one point. But we did something good for the community. Well, we felt so good about this, and it wasn't because we wanted to post it anywhere. This is really before Sherpa came about. We did it because we just thought it was a great thing to do. Well, we went back, and there were some pictures of us. We posted it on our bulletin, and our residents were just like, that's really unbelievable that you guys do that. I mean, our apartment communities are a part of a town. People feel very passionate about apartments. Sometimes they have a great mentality about them, and sometimes they don't. Have you ever heard people like, those apartment people? And it kind of changes their image about us. It's like Starbucks. When they first started coming in, they were like the big bad corporate coffee place. And so what they try to do is make each of those Starbucks corporate environment. What's wrong?
I'm not a ventriloquist. I'm like, it's not me.
I was like, am I hearing?
Well, that dates back to a different experience.
So, they took these corporate, same cookie cutter stores and started making very neighborly like. How many of you guys have gone to a Starbucks and they're like, have the kindergarten class artwork on the wall? Have you guys seen that? At the local community? Or, hey, we have trivia night with the local merchant, or, roommate board. And you're thinking that you're in the small college town when you're really in the middle of a metro city. Well, that's the whole point. And that's kind of what we started doing in our communities. And it created this little community within a community. And people really appreciated that. And we really do speak from experience in the sense that we would never sit in a training class and ask